In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to make this design in Adobe Substance 3D Stager. Let's get started. So let's click on the text tool, and immediately it puts lorem ipsum onto the grid. And here you see under text object, you can change the words. You can also change the font. And let's go with something like that. Okay, for this project, what we're going to do is create some stacked letters or words, and we're going to use a theme based on this shirt here, Run DMC, King of Rock. We're going to create something like that. And I'm basing this off of a tutorial that I saw online, and we'll see how we can change it. Let's go ahead and get that over there so we can kind of cheat and see what it looks like. Okay, so first we're going to just go and let's type our word here, run, R-U-N, and let's go ahead and change the font here to, let's see, that could be just Helvetica. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see, Gotham. Gotham is a little too round, I believe. Let's click on it and see. You know what? I think we're going to go with that. That is Gotham Black. All right, so let's just pull that up, zoom in a little bit, move it over here so we can see it, and that would be run. So let's go ahead and give that some depth. Let's rotate it a little bit so we can see. And we want to extend this out, this depth of 0.39. Let's do 1. All right, a little bit thicker than that. How about 1.5? Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, and so in the example that I saw online, they typed everything and used returns. And so, but I'm going to use 3 different sets of text for this. So we can go ahead and duplicate this, and we'll duplicate it again, and we'll call this one run, and we'll call this one DMC, and we'll call this one King of Rock. Okay, and so let's take King of Rock and slide it down. Actually, let's set King of Rock on the ground plane, and then we can move everything off of that. And then DMC is about there. Let's move it up just a hair, but we got to get run out of the way up there. So let's move that up a little bit higher and move that about there for now. Now let's type in DMC, and this is King of Rock. Of course, it's going to be smaller there, and it's all caps, King of Rock. Okay, so let's make that size smaller. So here's the font size, and let's shrink it down. And the goal is to get it to about the same size of the bigger letters. And we will go 1.5. See what we got there. That's pretty good. So let's turn our camera to pretty much straight on, camera view, and front there. Okay, so let's see what we have. Let's bring this down, and we want to line that up about there. Let's make it, actually what we need to do is just really line up the first letters, because then we can adjust the spacing in the middle. All right, so that's not bad right there. The C is sticking out, as we can see. So let's adjust these letter spacing, and I believe we can do that right here. So let's see if we can do our arrow key, negative, down, there we go. And let's just keep going down until we get that C about where that K is, about there. And then we'll take run, and we'll do just the opposite, where we will increase it a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty good there. We'll stay with that. And let's see that depth again. You know, it just feels a little big, so we're going to go ahead and take that back to 1. All of these back to 1. We might get too much shadow when we are finishing this up. Oops. There we go. And depth of that is 1. Perfect. Okay, so we have these bars, 1, 2, 3 bars. So that's really just a block. And let's turn this back around. Actually, we can go run, and let's see what our dimensions are for this. This is 11.6 or 11.16, 11.35, and we can get these all exact, of course. So let's go 11.5 for all of these. And 11.5. All right, oops, didn't get it. 11.5. Okay, so I think that's that one. And let's just check these to make sure. 11.5, 11.5, 11.5. And then we'll make this, of course, 11.5. There we go. And of course we can, hold our shift key and reduce that to about there. And we'll reduce that. And we said this was 1, so our depth here can be 1 as well. Oops. Let's turn off our lock there and set this at 1. Okay, and then we got the first one there, and this one's actually going to be at the bottom. So let's go back to our camera front, camera view front there. Okay, and let's bring this guy here and set this to the ground plane. All right, and then we can take King of Rock and move it up. Touch on the top, right about there. Zoom in a little bit, okay. And let's go ahead and align these front to back, because right now I can see that they're a little off, as you can see. And this dimension seems bigger. And so we'll just size that up. And it's not critical because we're going to put something behind it. So it's not critical to get that perfect. Key, hitting the wrong key there. There we go. All right. So actually we don't want that to come all the way in. There, that's what we want. All right, so about there. All right, so I had actually hit the wrong number there. Okay, so we can select all of those and align those front to back, or just get them in the center, and that's all we were trying to do there. Actually, left to right, we want to get that as well. Okay, so now we got it all lined up. Nice. And let's just move these up and out of the way so that they, there we go. And we'll move this guy up. And there's a little space in there, so space that up. And then we need another one of these. And we'll bring it up, duplicate that, bring this one down some, about there, and this one down about there, and then one more of these. Okay, that was pretty quick. Let's move that down there. All right, okay. So from here, what we are going to do is add a backer to this. And we can just take one of the, no, we're gonna go ahead and create a new so that we can keep it. And we're gonna make this pretty large, about, let's say 25. Move that back to where it's touching, right about there. And then we will move it over, duplicate this, bring it up and back like so, so that we have this nice corner. Let's give it about that much space there. All right, so at this point, I'm going to add a plane and make that big, and we'll have that over there. So let's add a camera in here so we can see what this looks like. Okay, so we have to make a decision if we want to go horizontal or vertical or what. We're going to stay with horizontal for now. We'll zoom out a little bit and move it over because we want to put some stuff on this wall over here. So let's move it over a little bit, and we're doing pretty good. So what I want to do is create some things that are going to go on this wall here. And what I have are these hat outlines or silhouettes that are from a Run DMC album cover from back in the day. They were a rap group, I don't know if I mentioned that. Early, I think 80s and 90s, very influential rap group. So let's open this up in Illustrator. And what we're going to do is we're going to extrude these. So let's see, these are grouped, and we'll just keep this group here. Go to Window, 3D and Materials, and drag this over. There we go. Make this a little shorter. And so we have this selected, and we're going to extrude. Let's give this a color so we can see it a little bit better, or not a color, but something a little lighter. All right, we can see what's going on there. So let's zoom in on these guys, see what we got. Okay, so that's 50. Let's make this 25, and let's give this a little bevel. Make it round. Make it slight. Like that. Okay, let's see if we can smooth this out, because I'm getting these little ridges up at the top, and I don't really care about the sides, but the top, let's go ahead and clean that up. So we'll just go in and take out some of these. Not a big deal. I can put the curve back in, not a problem. We'll just take all of them out like so. I think that's good there. And then we'll just make this, soften that up. And I think, let's go back. I think that's good. And then we got a little one over on this side, and we'll just, a little bump here. Just take that bump out. And I know there's easier or other ways to smooth this out, but there's only a few, so this is just fine. And we'll keep that little bump in there. Okay, so we want to export these out, of course. So we select that, scroll down here, and our asset export will open. OBJ is what we want. Have that selected, export. And we shall put that on the desktop, desktop, right there, and right in here, and that's where we want those. And it will save the OBJ folder, and then we can drag those into a Stager. So let's, there we go here. Let's see, should have here's our folder, OBJ. And there's those hats. Make sure they're there. There they are in the preview. You can see that. Okay. And we're just going to drag those right into Stager here. All right, let's rotate this guy. Okay, hold the Shift key. Get that to 90. Oops. There we go. Rotate this around. 90 there, and then move this forward till we see it there. Boom, just like that. All right, let's move over a little bit there. And I don't want to see this edge here. I was okay with the edge on the other side, but I don't want to see that edge. So let's move this guy back. Get that edge right about there. Okay, move this over a little bit. And I'm going to just sink it into the wall a little bit. No, let's actually move it out, and let's make it a little bit thinner. So 0.39. So let's go 0.25. Actually, we need to take the chain off, and now 0.25. There we go. That's what I want. And make that, soften that up, and then just bring that to where it hits the wall about there. Okay. All right, zoom out just a little bit. Okay, I want to add one more thing, a microphone, and I've already downloaded one here. Found this on, I believe it was turbosquid.com, where you can find a lot of free objects. All right, so I can't see the microphone, so either that means it's really large or it's really small. So what we're going to do is we're in the camera, and we're going to get out of the camera here, go back to there, hit F. There's our mic right there. Really tiny, couldn't even see it. All right, and so we're of course going to make that larger. So we're just going to drag that, make it really big. All right. And so yes, if something seems like it's hidden or it's missing, select it and then hit F on the keyboard, and that will find it for you. So I guess that's what that stands for. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got our microphone, and let's go ahead and make that a little bit larger. Oops, not that way. Don't want to. Okay, and let's take our mic, and we're going to go back to our camera, and we're going to lay our mic down like that, maybe, and maybe like that. Oops, this way. Let's see. There we go. And come out like that. And let's turn this way a little bit. Okay, and zoom out so that we can drag that guy back, something like that. And you can just play around with whatever object you bring in. Have that kind of lay down, put that on the ground plane, and that's pretty good there. Now we'll just rotate it a little bit so that the angle is a little bit different. There, let's go zoom back in. Okay, something like that. And that might be it. That might be it. All right, so we'll go right from there, and let's now give this some materials. And so if we go back to the shirt, we've got white, and so let's find a, this is substance, subsurface. Let's go with porcelain. Nice bright white porcelain there, okay. And we'll do this, and we'll do that, and we'll hit our eyedropper tool, select that, and I'm going to soften these up a little bit. I want to go back to my camera. I want to lock it so I don't move things around. And let's go back to the viewport and soften these text up a little bit, so it's a little bevel on it. Okay, so let's select our text here, run, and go to Object. Come down here, turn on our bevel, and I might stick with, I was going to do a soft bevel, but I think I'm going to go with something like that. So let's do bevel on this one, and it's just the standard, whatever that standard dimension is, and then on this one, we'll probably have to change that because it's so much smaller. So let's zoom in, see what that looks like. That's not bad. I think we're going to just leave that as is. And then we'll make this red, and we're just going to change the default color on these. See if I can select them all at once. I'm not sure. Nope, can't get to the materials that way. That's fine. I can just select one, hit the material, and we're going to change the color of this one, base color. We're going to make this nice and red like that, and that's pretty good. I think we'll stick with that red. And let's make the, we're going to do this back, and we're going to go ahead and make this back a black color. And so let's see, is there a black in here? I know there was a matte. It's dark blue. And there's a matte. So let's just see what this matte looks like. I'm probably going to want something dark and glossy for that. This is giving me a texture, and I don't really want a texture. So let's undo that, and then let's just go with this base color. We'll make this black, something like that. Okay. And we will give it a little metallic. So we get a little bit of Let's turn this on so we can see what this looks like. Okay, and I think I'm going to want the DMC even brighter than that because it feels a little dull there. All right, so let's turn that off. And so I'm going to select this, and first we're going to turn the bevel down a little bit, make it a little bit less. So the bevel here is 50, so let's go half of that at 25. Okay, and let's go half of this at 25. Okay, so it's more slight. 25 and 25. All right, and then with this one, we'll make it same thing. So it's taking a percentage, 25 of the size, and we'll stick with that. Okay, but I think I like that because there's a little bit of highlight there with that one. All right, so we'll keep that. Now let's change this color to something different because I don't really like that that white color. So that was porcelain. So let's see if there's anything. This is white painted. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, a little bit better, and I think that's what we'll go with. Unless there's like a gloss white in here. So let's see. There's marble. I don't know if it has a texture on it. Ice. All right, so let's check ice. Okay, it looks kind of the same. This is DMC, and it's got a little texture in it. Let's check this one. I don't really want a texture, and I definitely don't want milk there. So we got some white paint. So let's check this one out. Okay, about the same. I really want like a high gloss white. So let's type in gloss just to see what we get. When we type in gloss, we got a nice red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and make it red because it's already got the gloss on it. And then I am going to change this base color to a white. So I keep all of the characteristics of the that gloss in here, and I just change that, and I just go all the way to white. I do the same thing here, and here we're going to select these. I drop the tool, come back. All right, so now we have a bright white there. Perfect, perfect. And for these guys over on this side, we're going to go ahead and go with I guess a darker black, you could say, because we want these to be really dark. So that they kind of have like a two-tone feeling with the background. So we go to make sure we got those selected, asset 3, and I'm not seeing my materials on here. So let's throw something on. Let's make sure this is, because it brought everything in separate, which is okay. So we'll take the first one and materials. And this we're going to go black, we said. All right. So we're going to go black, really dark on that. Let's see if that shows up. We might change to make the background a little bit lighter because I definitely want it to be that color. So let's get some metallic in there and bring the roughness down. And we want that almost like a mirror. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so let's select these other pieces. That was that one. We'll select these other two. Get our eyedropper tool and hit that so that it's really glossy. And then we'll take the background and knock that down a little bit so it's not so glossy. And maybe even a little lighter, a little bit gray. So let's go to our materials here, and we're going to rough that up. Take the metallic down so that that black stands out a little bit better. And we're maybe going to leave it like that. I kind of like that, but I think I want all of Run DMC to I'm going to put this in one folder. I think I got everything. So let's put that in one folder. Drag that right on the top of that. Oops, I guess we have to click it. There we go. So let's turn it on and see if everything is in there. And it is. I want to actually just bring this up off the ground a little bit. Kind of float that on the wall. All right, let's go back to our camera and see what this looks like. Okay, so because I floated that up I'm going to move the, just going to move it down a little bit more. So that was here. Oh, which one was that here? And let's bring that down just a tad there. So it's not crowding the top. Okay, perfect. And I just wanted that to be black. And let's give the microphone just like a silver. I believe you got all the pieces of the microphone. So let's just give it all a silver for now, and then we can make some changes to that. So we'll go metal. And then we should be able to take this and drop it onto there. Okay, so now we got what we wanted. I want to make that red a little bit more metallic if I can. Oh, I don't have any metallic in that red. So let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go, just make sure we've got that color selected. And then we're going to change the metallic. And I guess the reason we can't see it is because of that. And so now let's change that a little bit more. Where is it? Right there. Let's change that red, make it like that. And I think that's where we want to be. So the only thing that's kind of bothering me is the way the rock is. Let's turn this back. Okay. The way the Run DMC is, it's hard to see some of the stuff because of the color. So we want to make sure we've got this. Okay, so we do. So we want that to be maybe a little bit gray. Maybe that's the thing that's killing us. Yeah. So just not complete white, but a little bit of gray in there so that I can see the shadows and everything a little bit better. And I think that is it. That's pretty good. Let's close this up. This over here, and let's just type in gold. And again, and let's use this one with a little texture. Let's just see what we get. All right, so let's see. It's grainy. Let's see if we can get rid of some of that grain, because I don't really like it, the bumpiness of it. So over here, let's see, grainy gold. And let's move you out of the way here. Let me go back over there. Grainy gold. All right, big grain. So let's see here what we have sandblasted. Let's see what that looks like. Much, much better. And I think that's where we're going to stay. One last thing is I want to get a little bit of shadow underneath these walls. So I'm going to set it at 0.125. Let's see what we have. Okay, even a little bit less, just a little bit. 0.625. There, just a hair is what we're looking for. All right, and we're going to save that again. And then we are going to render this. And we'll run, it's fine, everything's fine. So we're going to set this to render. And I shall pause the video. And this is complete. And here is the final rendering. I hope you enjoyed this video.